Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Laurel Park. Naomi Tucker alongside Keith Fustel. We got 10 races coming your way. Good quality fields today, Keith.
They are some good betting opportunities, I thought. Evenly matched fields right throughout the card for the most part. Looking forward to it, getting back on the bike a little bit today. Beautiful day, clear skies, a little breezy, a little chilly. You're dressed accordingly. You got the right idea. But
I didn't want to be cold.
I'm telling you, yeah, you're smart. You're smart. I have fast track here. I mean, like I say, overcast. The sun's peeking out. I think it's a beautiful day here at Laurel Park. It will wake you up, no doubt about it. We've had some morning action from Dubai, right? So good racing day.
Yeah, terrific racing conditions here at Laurel Park. And indeed, we have been keeping our eye out on the American contenders at Meydan Racecourse in Dubai. We'll discuss the Dubai World Cup coming on later as well. Of course, the Americans have a bit of a stronghold in wagering their first four betting interest. Of course, American trade spearheaded by Life is Good and Hot Rod Charlie. So, but let's start with these 10 races. We just mentioned the track condition racing on a fast main track. The sun is out. The track has been able to dry out. We were racing on a muddy surface yesterday, but we're back on that fast track. So let's start here with race number 1. Early pick 5 starts here, 6 furlongs the distance. We do have a video spotlight on the horse that both of us use in our exacta, but it's Lady for trainer Damon Delodo Vico. She just dominated that last race. So casual up front, rolling along, lots of natural high cruising speed for the level there. She seems to have really found her stride in the last couple of races.
Took her a while, right? What, she's 6 years old here. Damon to our left, watching, and very happy what he sees right now. I mean, I didn't think she'd get the lead in that race so easily. She did it handily on the front end, under a rated pace, and just a little bit left in the tank, it looks like to me, here through the final 16th of a mile. She draws inside, stretches out a little bit. I think the distance is okay. And I don't know if she necessarily needs to lead. She's definitely the improving horse. Minnetonka, going to be your favorite. Going to take a lot of play for Jerry Robb. Jerry Robb in that trainer's race, a real heated battle. We've got a tie right now. But Minnetonka, the one to beat. Bullets Lady, definitely on the upward swing.
Yeah, I agreed there. I just gave the slight nod to Minnetonka like you did as well. She's got that further outside draw. 3 consecutive seconds, though, as well as twice beaten favorite. So I think if she is going to be the favorite, like we think she will be, she's got to prove it here today, right? We don't want to be burning anyone's money.
You got that right. And she's been running honest. But 6 furlongs, a little tricky distance for her, but she gets class relief. She ran into Escape on a killer, shortens up that 16th of a mile. She should be poised on or just off the lead.
And how about Elba Chinche on the outside? We both use her underneath here. First off the claim for trainer Daniel McKenzie. She comes in here with 2 wins in a row, and she's capable of taking that stalking position as well, which she might have to do from that outside.
Yeah, she's learned to raid. X-Man's done a good job the last couple of races to get her relaxed with that opening quarter and then use it from the 3/8 pole home. Question. Barn change. What's going to happen? Does she hold form for the new barn or not, or regress? Arima, the 2, is kind of a bomb horse to use in here. I think she's going to be a bigger price, should be double digits. Yes, she's shortening up. Yeah, she hadn't run super fast. But this field definitely could come back to her. You've got horses that all kind of 3 or 4 of them want to be close.
Yeah,
that's kind of the one that maybe sneak up into the money going off the claim here for Saray.
See, I used Sealy Ban for that. I don't think she's fast enough to run with them early, but she's going to kind of get the jump on the closer, I think, and comes in here off the back of 2 wins as well. So actually just a couple of runners in here coming in with streaks. So we'll see which one, unfortunately, will have their streak broken and which one will continue. Race number 2, Maiden Claim. He's Felicimere 4 and 5 years old, 1 turn 1 mile the distance, $10,000 to $8,000 the price. And the early pick 4 starts right here. And you kick this off with a single.
Oh, yeah.
I love it.
As my man Stan Salter used to say, it's tough to single in a maiden 10. Stan, where are you? But I tell you,
it is tough.
Yeah,
it is tough.
It's tough. But the rest of the fields you talked about, they're competitive, really tough to separate. So, Love Dust, Mike Giroux, he's done well of late, can get horses to win off of a break. Can we stretch out? We're going to find out. Single to 6 in race 2. Race 3 we go 4 deep with a 3, 4, 5, and 6. Lots of ways to go there. Damon's got 2. Ludovico, Sister Supreme, Red, White, and Tacos. I think Claudio definitely alive with Chakrotos Devil, and Jerusalem got a stat on Farrier. This horse is going to try to close in the back of the pack, hoping things heat up top. Race 4, 3 deep with the 1, 4, and 7. They look like the logical 3 in there. Wrap it up again, a spread race in the 5th. We've got these 3-year-olds going 7/8 of a mile. Could be a blanket finish there. 1, 4, 6, 7. Biggest price in there. Probably no money down with the bug. Yana Viles.
I like it. $24 flat. I actually feel like I have a really strong opinion in race 4. I think Acadian Girl's going to love that field. But we'll talk about that in just a second. We'll start here with that maiden 10 field for the ladies. With your single in here, Love Dust, like you mentioned, Binkus come off Mikey Drala's train, comes in here off of Freshener, has certainly run figures that could easily best these. And well, I don't really need to sell you on her. She's your single.
Yeah, I'm telling you, she's the half brother, a little bit better patient game, a good number, a 70. I think it was a 75 one in a maiden special weight race at 7/8 of a mile. So kind of trending, thinking the family can get 7/8 to a mile. We're going to go a mile today. Showed a little promise second start, but it was a quick give up. Yeah, that good number came. Those numbers came on the drop. I just look at the rest of the field and looking how Mike can get horses to win off of a layoff.
Yeah,
I think she's going to do it really up close and get a good nursing trip up front and have something.
No worries about the distance here, the step up?
I'm concerned. There's no doubt about it. I mean, but nobody's extremely fast, and I think maybe she can get the jump on some of these horses that kind of labor a little bit to get going. So take a shot here. If we don't get the job done here, come back with the pick 3 with those next 3 races.
Look, I take a shot on the real runner here. She Be a Dancer, just incredibly unexposed, made her debut going 7 last year. Now a 5-year-old mare. They've been very patient with her. Clearly couldn't really run with them. They were going decently enough over 7 furlongs. I'm hoping that she's going to be able to start running them down late here, kind of put a line through that debut race. So in comparison to some of the other, really don't know what we have yet with her. So I'm banking on that.
Listen, take a shot with a price. I like that underneath. Got a good reason. Kind of just an even type. A little keen early. Gets a rider that I've been following closely now, the Bug Avello. I think he's got a lot of promise, good future ahead of him. He's riding smart races. Obviously, she can get the trip. Tasfiq to the outside will try to go ahead, I think, and go ahead and try to steal it. But, our hopes in the early pick 4, they lie with Love Dust. Come on now. If not, we move on and play that pick 3.
Oh, let's move on to race number 3, mile and 16 around the 2 turns. The distance here claiming 25 to 20,000 for the ladies. 3-year-old straight fillies here. I do believe that we had a stat on one of the runners. I didn't actually get to her here, the number 4, Jerusalem, for trainer Anthony Ferrier.
Yeah, here he is, and this is a LASIK stat. Last 3 years on the dirt, 5 for 11. Look at this, 45%, 7 for 11 in the money with 3-year-olds. Second LASIKs. And we're not counting when they start their career with LASIK. This is excluding the first-time starters in the state of Maryland. Hey, that's pretty good. Plus, 858. We can take that off there. That 3-year-old maiden's at 188 layoff. See you later. The stat was the second LASIKs, and that ROI gaudy at over $8. Jerusalem is gonna need some pace help up front. I think she's gonna get it.
I think some of the inside horses for sure are going to move forward. Summer Velvet is fast paid by number, comes out of a sprint race as well. Those will definitely at least try and use that advantageous lower draw to get themselves positioned. I landed on Jacrona's Devil, who's taking some class relief here, I feel, from that first level optional claimant. Those races have been tough. We know GameStop clicked to confirm a strong runner in there. And look, this is a horse who ran one of her career best figures going around the 2 turns here for trainer Claudio Gonzalez, who we know does very well with these types, stretching it back out. Now, she ran a mile last time. I burned up a little bit of gas early. I think with a more sort of patient ride here and just getting her settled, she can get the win.
You can see that second quarter was pretty quick, 24 up to 47 at 3. They were laying it down, and it was a contested pace. I thought Red, White, and Tacos might have had the worst of it. Caught in between horses. We're going to go to Caramanos today. Damon, a little stat on him. We're talking about it. 10 for 30, third after a layoff on a 60 to 180-day break the last few years. ROI closer hedging towards $2, so that's a strong move, 28%. But Red, White, and Tacos, I like this. A couple races under her belt, stretching out. I think she's going to be turfed down the road looking at the breeding. Some might disagree, we'll see. But I think she's going to be able to sit and relax outside the other speeds.
See, I'm using both Red, White, and Tacos and Sister Supreme, the other runner for Damon Lodovico in here, who is now going up against winners for the first time in her career. But I thought her last race was very, very encouraging, just comfortable hitting the wire. Of course, that step up to the mile and 16 is the unknown. But sometimes with these type of runners, I like to go with a question there, something a horse is doing for the first time after, a confident effort for her. I think that definitely would have gotten her spirits up. And especially with these younger runners, that could that could prove the distance, the
Agreed.
difference.
Agreed. She got away with it awfully easy last time out. I mean, they
True.
were kind of crawling. She took the pressure. Look at her breeding, though. The mother, you look bottom side. I checked that out this morning. Short, long, turf, dirt, didn't matter. There's versatility within that breeding there. Good. She's kind of a now horse right now. Big jump up in number, second
Yes.
out. She's not going to have it as easy, I don't think, up front today.
Agreed. She'll have to take that next step forward, but I hope she will in her third career start. Race number 4, nickel starter allowance here, Mountain 16, the distance. Look, I love Acadian Girl in this spot. We have a video spotlight from her last outing. She was up against some tough runners, mid-Mazel there. I do believe she's in front, though. I think we just got the spotlight on the wrong horse there because she is rolling down the lane on the 25th of February. I don't believe we got the right race here, actually.
I think
Let's
that's
scrap that,
Mohan
guys.
Silks on the
Not the
outside.
right race, I'm afraid. Acadian Girl was very, very far in front by that time. She was up against a tough runner, Mint Mazo, who'd been holding herself well at Open Allowance Company, Maryland Bred Allowance Company, and she had to defer the lead to her early, but I thought she kind of showed her dimension by saying, that's okay, you scoot along, I'll come and get you later, and she did.
Yeah, she's going to run into a horse, though, that's got a little bit more grit, I think, up on the front end, a little bit more fight than Sammy Sunshine. Mint Mazel was kind of faint-hearted that day, but give credit, Drouse, Lapidus, they've done great, and a great combination here. This horse has learned to relax just off the pace, and they were going an honest pace and brought finish. Scratched from, I thought, the other than yesterday. I think I had the horse line as a slight favorite in that race. Opted to go here, going to go the 2 turns. Yeah, these two, if they – the 1 and the 4, if they don't go crazy up front, they could kind of dictate. But lurking, going to be my top selection because it's the value. This is the value of the 3. That's why I'm going to key this horse in the exact as my Cleopatra and I going first time for Farrier. I think she has a chance to draft over and finish. Some tough trips the last 2.
I mean, me, Cleopatra, and I definitely didn't get the better side of the racetrack. Was on the outside, caught wide last time out, just kind of flattened a little bit. Do want to see her come back to that, but of course Anthony Ferrier, first off the claim, does tend to turn these horses around quite nicely. And you're right, you do see a horse like Acadian Girl as well as on the rail Sammy Sunshine, who both are speedsters and possibly going to kind of draft into that turn and battle up front. But I do think that in terms of Acadian Girl's class, some of the foes she's seen, I think she's a tough better than Sammy Sunshine, but we'll see what happens in race number 4. As we move on to race number 5, claiming 16 to 12,500, 7 furlongs the distance there. And I do believe we have a Rainbow Pick 6, and indeed it is there. Callie Francois will be joining us later this afternoon, but this is how she sees the races unfold here. No singles today, 3 deep here in race number 5, the 1, the 4, and the 6. 2 deep in race number 6, that maiden special weight. She keys around the same horses that I have on top. Money Room, the number 3, as well as Zen Master for trainer Brittany Russell, who went up against a very tough maiden special weight field on his debut. Race number 7, she goes 3 deep, 3, 8, and 11. Race number 8, she spreads 2, 3, 5, and 6 in that first level allowance. 5.5 furlongs the distance there. I do think that they are pretty close together. Race number 9, she doubles down 2 and 5. Treasure Trove as well as Money Ride. Money Ride most likely going to take a fair bit of money, but I'm doing the same as her. I'm trying to beat Money Ride with Treasure Trove, so I love that she has those 2. And then the final race on the card, she uses the 2 and the 5 again as well. $57.60 Rainbow Pick 6, which will start in race number 5 as we got 10 races coming your way. 7 furlongs the distance here, and let's go to the horse that both of us have underneath. That is No Money Down. Last time out going a touch shorter than what he will be finding here today. Actually forced outwards a little bit on the brake, set far back, was quite a honest pace there. Saved ground, though, on the turn and found the seam late. Love the way he finished off that race.
Got a good ride there by Mac. We call it the Mac attack, right? Enriquez.
Mac Enriquez Jr. Look, he kind of has to switch between horses, right? Kind of has to move around a little bit.
Exactly. A kind of good move there. Knifing between horses. The 8th pole drops down to the inside and just keeps on going. This is an improving type. A little tougher field here today, but I like the strides that No Money Down is making. Back out to 7, has to time the rally. A little different, a little extra ground to cover, but I like the form and the price that No Money Down brings here in the 5th.
Hey, you're going with the runner on the rail, though. Accelerated for trainer Jamie Ness. Back of that win over the mile. Now cuts back to the 7, but won over that distance before as well. I think he's going to come with a similar kind of run like he did last time. Kind of tends to draft back, let the race kind of unfold in front of him, and then make a move. Look, this race to me is pretty open. I think they're all very evenly keeled.
I agree. And Accelerator's the type. He's going 4-time Lasix, and he's been in some fields that have been very competitive. He hasn't had some of the easiest trips, and he's handled that adversity. The seasoning for him and the rider, Rodriguez, who can finish and just carry this type of horse home. Doesn't have that sharp move, but a grinding style, and he should be able to get position by the time they turn for home.
Yeah, I'm going with one of the speeds in here, the number 6 Gun Hand for trainer Anthony Ferrier. Ronaldo Boca Chica takes the ride. Now, we know how tough those two are together. Anytime Ronaldo comes over to ride a couple for Anthony Ferrier, they tend to have a winner or two. So, look, he's going to be aggressive with him again. Here, McLovey Enriquez did a great job with this runner, but of course, to get a journeyman on board, I think moves Gun Hand up even further. Saw out the mile distance, did have to give in to Accelerator, but I feel like the difference here is that 7 furlongs. I think Gun Hand can carry that speed up to the wire here, and look, they were very closely matched on the day, but I think, you know, that short cutback, that might just turn the tables.
Gun Hand doesn't mind a fight, and you're right. He's going to be up right with it, with a good break. He gets away from the gate fine. He's going to be with that flow, can handle it. I think he will have the jump, as you said, on Accelerator. No More Mask, a filly here for Southwind. Going well, going to try to take on the boys. We'll see, but she's got some numbers that work. I mean, and she's going to be up there. I think that's going to be the key. Acosta putting her right up towards the lead.
Acosta knows her very, very well. Back-to-back victories coming into this here. And John Salzman Jr. has quietly had a very good meet. Like, he's been winning stakes. He's been hitting at a high clip. Currently, you've got him at about 24%. 24% winners in the meet, 26 in the year alone. So a stable that is perhaps not as on the radar as the Jerry Roll barn right now, firing. I know Claudio Gonzalez is always on everyone's radar, but John Salzman Jr. can certainly get a couple winners home.
He's had a very good run the last couple of years. Yep, they've been around, put a lot of hard work into it, and it's paying off right now, paying dividends.
Absolutely. We'll take a quick break, but we've got much more action coming your way. Welcome back to Laurel Park. 10 races on this gorgeous Saturday. Race number 6 is a maiden special weight event. Straight 3-year-olds are going to go 7 furlongs the distance here. I'm going to be in the paddock for this race, actually. I'm excited to see how they'll look, because what you see with these 3-year-olds is that they can definitely progress at different rates here. So I really want to see who's filled out and who's matured. You landed on Money Room. He's looking still for, of course, inaugural victory, but his last 3 has been beaten into second. Those figures hold up very, very strong. First off the claim in here, Leonardo Carrillo retains the ride and has been with this 3-year-old from the get-go.
Yeah, knows the horse. Going for Kerry Holbein, first starter. Looks like first runner for Kerry Holbein. We'll see. I think this horse was claimed by McMahon. Has been transferred now since this trainer has gotten a license and everything. But he's just knocking on the door. 7/8. Yeah, this is the right kind of distance. He's got the right style. Golden Eyes was able to control things last time. Loose leader. Money Room kept on running into that at 6.5. I think it's 7 with a little bit of help. You're going to need Violent Rock maybe to center one of these firsters to go out and work with Zen Master. But I think the field might come back a little bit for Money Room to get that first win for the first starter for the trainer.
I mean, that would be a wonderful story. Yeah, I am giving the edge here to the Brittany Russell trainee who ran quite gallantly on his debut. That was a tough field. Was up against next out winners, Outkissed, keeping the edge, Golden Eyes, just kind of a little bit green in the latter stages. We do see sometimes when these youngsters get tired, they start lugging in a little bit, start moving in ever so slightly. I think we can expect much more in a 59 buyer on debut against a tough field, the form that came up well. I'm signing with the Brittany Russell trainer.
Yeah, I think the good news is, he got experience. He comes out of a triple key race. The bad news is you're not going to get close to that 14-1 you got in debut. Nope. The price is going to be short. But look at that, opening quarter 22-4, right up with it. Yeah, he's gonna be right around triple key race, monster key race coming out of that.
Absolutely.
This horse will be up with the flow. Who's your stranger? Maybe the first or Graham running a maiden special weight here, first on the dirt. 3-year-old man. Looked at the breeding. Lone Cinder race was 2 for 8. Ran third in debut, and then I think a second after that. It's all right. It's a tough gauge for me right there. Watch the board on the 7 and the 6. Lean towards turf. Keep an eye on this horse. In a few weeks, this horse, I think, when it hits the grass, is going to be a killer. But it's going to go first-time gelding this afternoon.
Yeah,
That's Irish
make a note
Bull.
of that
Yeah,
on your
yep.
program. Yeah. My first cut didn't have it.
Mine didn't,
Equibase pointed it out. First time gelding for trainer Cahill Lynch. We know that's a very sharp outfit. Interested in, you just mentioned the first for trainer Graham Motion. Isn't always the trainer that tends to hit with his first. Sometimes just wants to give them that experience. So what we do tend to see, if there is a horse that wins first time out, you want to be following them along. I'm taking wait and see approach, but if Rebel Fate gets the job done, I'm going to be following him.
Yeah, a few years ago, I remember running some stats on him with these 3-year-old firsters on the dirt, maiden special weight variety, and it was strong. It's kind of backed up a little bit, knocking on the door, but it's still dangerous. Well-bred horse against a field that's not it's not a all-star cast. Some nice horses, so could definitely sneak in there at okay value. He's got Ruiz, a rider you can have some success with.
Let's have a look at race number 7. Another allowance here for the Maryland bred or Maryland sired first other than 7 furlongs the distance here. Do have a video spotlight on both our top selection. Drawn to the outside is Treasured Tradition for trainer Rodney Jenkins. You see him behind it. He enjoyed an inside trip, but he was close to the pace from the start. Has an outside draw today. That might mean he have to kind of slot in to come over. But I thought he also ran a strong race 3 back when going the 7 furlong that he's going to be seeing here today. Look, he seems to be poised and sitting on a big race.
Yeah, and he was being ridden to hold position. He stayed inside, got a great trip when it was all said and done. It's just a different horse right now. Gelded, you see back, early November, going back on the running lines, came back off of a break, and took him a few races to get going. He's just a different horse, and he's moving up, and up, very game to the wire.
And look who he ran into there.
Going
to the lead, came back to put his nose front at 2 other than level, but got DQ. Just a strong and honest runner that he was up against.
Absolutely. The float won't be as demanding. He'll be able to get position there, relax from the outside. Stalk and pounce, as I like to say. That's kind of going to be the trip for him. Stranger here, you might get a little price. You're throwing him into the mix, is the 9 Johnny Sack, a horse that I think that wants to sprint. That's what he did best, I thought, on the go back. He's coming off time. They're still protecting this guy. Give him a shot, because I think he's going to escape at an okay price. He's going to have to run from the back of the pack.
He's had some time off, had some sort of sporadic breaks in between for Jeremiah Engelhardt. But indeed, you're right. I was looking at that as well. Some of his visually best races have come going shorter. So I wanted to throw him in the mix underneath that. I do use Commanding General. First off the claim for trainer Kieran McGee, comes off the back of that win over that ultra short distance of 5.5. Also stretching back out here, but he's run well over the mile at Penn National before, so didn't want to leave him out either.
Visually, I did not. I mean, he got bet last time. He just kicked butt. I mean, bid 3 deep, drew off Eager. When I put Eager in the short comment, you better go back and watch that one, because I mean, this horse was full of run to the wire. Kieran, a positive ROI, good percentage, over 20% when making the move from the claimers to the allowance ranks.
Yeah, write that down, guys. When your morning line odds maker and chart caller at Equibase writes Eager, you want to have another look at that runner. So race number 8 is another allowance event here. Fillies and Mares, 4-year-old and up, 5.5 furlongs. The short distance here, one other than. This is a fun race coming up here. Let's start with the number 2, Away to Return. Both of us have her as our top choice in here. We're looking back a little bit further back. We're looking back at a race from last year on the 18th of December. She had the inside draw, actually broke inwards, but her abundance of speed still carried her to the front. I was quite taken with that. Ends up just kind of giving in belated, but she was up against out-and-out sprinters like American Bastard. Finished in front of Hope Has a Name on that day, who came back to win at 2 other than level yesterday.
Right. The key's up against the right horses, and we might have used this video before, but the key was, Naomi, is the bias. There, we talk about it. It's used too much sometimes, and you have to really be sure when you're going to label a track a certain way. The 18th of December, yes, you did not want to be inside. You saw her battle every step of the way, just a slight fade there. We're going to 5.5 here. She's got the bottom built up into her. She's tactical. Again, she's going to be forward. I don't even think she necessarily needs to go to the lead if she has to, but she's faced the right kind. I think she's going to sit a great trip today and get it done.
I agree with you there. Yeah, I use the number 5 not anymore underneath for trainer Brittany Russell, stepping it up here. Look, another sort of young, improving type for the Russell barn. We know that they develop these youngsters very well. She got some experience in that first race, came back and won. I think she's going to continue with the progression here.
She should. She's got to move up. She's got to move
She'll
up.
have to, for sure.
They went up and took a free square there at Charlestown. Got the job done. She's going to be up forward. I think Away to Return won't let her too far away. And my girl here for Robbie Bales and Georgia Ruiz off of a break really flashed a lot of talent back in Pimlico. A couple races you see prior to the left and not so good. She's run well right out of the box. She's dangerous here. She'll be forward with Ruiz.
Got to use her as well. Race number 9, mile and an eighth the distance there. Fun optional claiming field coming up. 3 other than here, and all eyes are most likely going to be on the favorite. Money Ride for trainer Claudio Gonzalez. Let's look back at his last quite impressive race. He was sent straight to the lead, but then Ben and Joe kind of snuck up on his inside. You can see Ben and Joe there on the rail. He let that foe move up, and then Money Ride went, well, I'll just come back and overtake you. You can see Ben and Joe got tired. Money Ride just absolutely cruising away. Now, my only question mark was how tough really was that field that he was up against. But look, Ain't the Beer Cold and Boss Logic both have been running consistently at that 2 other than level.
Yeah, all of a sudden this horse has popped an 86 and an 88. Something's happened. He's figured it all out. The little horse beat the big horse because Ben and Joe's a big guy. He let him roll up to the inside of him, and he prompted the pace and put him away. And you saw him through the stretch. He kept going. He ran through the wire. Look at it, quote-unquote, pace advantage in this race. He's got it. I mean, who's going to run with him? I take the shot with the 3 Dixie Draw. I thought he had an odd trip last time out. Kept wide and ease. They don't drop. No tag. Dixie Draw back numbers are good. He's the one that prompts the issue, I think, at a price and maybe pulls the upset. 3-5-2 in your treasure trove. He might need a little more flow. We'll see.
Yeah, I like Treasure Trove to upset the favorite, but look, love that you're going with Dixie Draw. I've been a fan of this horse for a very long time. Haven't been as happy with his last couple of races, but if anything, this mile and eighth is his distance. He's that kind of grinder. He keeps on churning. Second after a long break of 237 days. Last time he had such a long break was in 2019, and he needed a race before going into a 2-win streak. So what do we see here? Had a race, now setting up. I think you're on to something here. I use him underneath as a saver, but very curious to see if Dixie Draw gets back to winning ways in race number 9. Final race on the card here is 6 furlongs. The distance here for nickel claimers, fillies and mares, 4-year-old and up. And I tried to come up with making it a double here, but I see you used her underneath as well for trainer Anthony Ferrier. Stretches out ever so slightly. Has been running at 4.5. Dan came up over 5.5 here, and I thought she really showed that that's the kind of distance that she can work with.
She got beat by Joyful Noise, who was dropping in from tougher races and went over the top there. But make it a double, yeah, I think she's going to be able to sit just off the pace. Archer Sensation is quick. Ranchar, she'll make a run into it. I go to Ranchar. I thought another one last time out was rated off the lead when I thought she'd be on the lead. So I don't know. Aviles has done this before with the Frocks. They've gotten to the front. We saw Degas the other day with a sweeping 4-wide move and got it. Final shot here for Ranchar. It's now or it's never for me.
I used her underneath, but what we have seen with the Frocks is they do love to send the horses to the front. So you might be right there and give some sort of aggressive instructions to Jana Villis to try and get her moving up. I use the number 3, Our True Sensation. Abundance of speed as well. Does have to hold on late. Sometimes get a bit leg weary. That's the final race on the card here. 10 races coming up, but we got plenty to discuss in Lightning Round. Like, if like me, you've been following the action at Meydan on Dubai World Cup evening, you had your eyes peeled here in the Group 1 Golden. Shaheen, of course, Wonder Craig, you see him there with the pink cap on, really looming up to make a big move for trainer Brittany Russell, her first overseas runner. Unfortunately, outgassed there late. You can see him finishing down the field, but look who is coming up on the outside. Good old Switzerland. Do you remember him?
Our old buddy,
he
right.
ran here
Yeah, Preakness weekend with the Maryland Sprint, the Francis Dash. So, yeah, we are familiar. That was back with Asmussen, right?
Yeah.
And, yeah, just sits off the pace. A strong, powerful move there past the 3/16, gets it done, wins it clear at a price.
Yeah, love that for the local connections there. Bupat Seymour, now the trainer of Beck, and of course Satish Seymour before that. Beal Stables, Taj O'Shea, his first Group 1 winner here on Dubai World Cup night. He's about to be crowned the leading rider again here. Look, this is just a wonderful feel-good story, and well done to everyone involved there with Switzerland. And we'll hope, of course, to hear that everything was okay with Wonder where Craig is. Now, talking about feel-good stories, we got another one for you. Yesterday, Jaron Barbosa made his USA debut. 2 from 2 he went. Now, I'm just absolutely flabbergasted. That is a tough feat. He's an 18-year-old. He rode in Puerto Rico before that, 3 wins over there. And that race right here, we're looking at ludicrous mode coming from the clouds so far back.
Well back. And was able to kind of maneuver down inside, keeps going with the right-handed stick. And I liked his ride prior. That was with
Helical Rising, Claudio Gonzalez.
Yeah, where he was about 3-path, and he dropped to the inside of a horse midway on the turn, angled out and got the horse to go on with it. Yeah, showing some heady rides there. I like to see that young up-and-comer. I talked about Alvelo. We got Yana Vile, some other bugs. I don't want to leave anybody out. But, man, this is going to be interesting now moving springtime. You know, with some of these bugs, you're gonna as a bettor, I like this angle to have a couple like that. You get a little weight advantage, the showing some talent, the strength will come with experience. So yeah, Barbosa looks like he's got a bright future. Certainly, he's lined up with the right guys as well.
Yeah, the riding colony here is ever growing with young talents trying to move up through the ranks and getting a good education here on the Mid-Atlantic circuit. But talking about the trainers, the battle for leading trainer is heating up. We only have today and tomorrow left. You can see J. Rob there, 22. Claudio Gonzalez tied with 22 as well. Jamie Ness breathing down in second. Now look at J. Rob. Only got 1 runner today, and that's Minnetonka in the first. No other runners. Whereas Claudio Gonzalez has got 4 runners today, another 4 tomorrow. He's looking to secure that title. Now look at Jamie Ness. Jamie Ness also has a handful of runners, 1 today, 2 tomorrow. I feel like we might be looking at Claudio Gonzalez getting that winter title here by just the numbers.
Yeah, but great job for everybody else. They're on that page. I mean, that just goes to show you the horsemanship that we have, even other ones lurking just off of that page that we showed. So, yeah, it's fun. It's fun. I mean, Jerry Robb, he's been on a tear.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Hitting at about, 39%, just top of my head here. It keeps fluctuating a little bit, but you get my drift there with that incredibly high win percentage. Final topic here in lightning round, a race that is yet to come. The 2022 renewal of the $12 million Dubai World Cup. We are well represented in that race again this year. Life is Good, Breeders' Cup Mile, Pegasus World Cup winner. We have Hot Rod Charlie trying to top him, who has been out there, won the Al Maktoum Challenge race 2, round 2 it was, I do believe, has been prepping locally, which might give him an advantage. We have Midnight Bourbon coming in here as well. It's just a who's who. Country Grammar, who ran second in the Saudi Cup, best of all the Americans running in the Saudi Cup on the day. So this is a fun field. Who are you siding with? Are you going with the American runners, Keith?
Well, I tell you, from a betting standpoint, Life is Good. No value there, but ultra impressive. The road looks like given a good break. It's going to go through him. Dominant down at Gulfstream in the Pegasus.
Jumping from the rail today as well.
So, as I like to say, key some value. Key the 2. You were talking about the Japanese. What a run they've been on today, right? It's even over there. Chua Wizard, to come grab a piece.
Yeah,
Use the first
4 wins so far, including a dead heat in the turf. I do believe they're actually just starting for the Shima Classic. I was about to say, I don't know if the Shima Classic is run yet, but we'll see how they fare there. But look, I'd love for an American runner to get it. I think from value point of view, you're probably right. Try and key some other horses underneath. And the Japanese have been on an absolute tear so far. Of course, their domination kind of started during the Breeders' Cup
back in the Breeders' Cup,
right?
We were talking about before the show. So, they're going on quite a roll. I'll just use that horse as, like I say, my value top and bottom. Life is Good. Interesting to see what he brings to the table. Just an ultra-talented animal.
Yeah, Chua Wizard is the number 2. We'll be jumping from gate number 3. 30 to 1 morning line. I like the value there. I'm going to side with Life is Good. I'd love to see him truly stamp himself as one of his generation greats in terms of his effort thus far. I think there's just plenty more to come with that horse still. So yeah, if your eyes peeled towards Dubai, that 12:30 p.m. is the post time for this year's renewal of the Dubai World Cup. 10 races coming up here at Laurel Park, though, so do come and join us for the other action as well. And I'll send it up to Dave Rodman for scratches and changes.
All right, good luck.